Hey, what's going on, guys? 118 Seth Shadow here. So, only a few more days till Festival Collection, and while we went over lyricals the other day, today I want to go back over triggers that are going to be reprinted in that set. Of course, we're getting brand new vanilla triggers, and then we're getting reprints of the effect fronts, crits, and draws. We won't be getting any of the counter heals, so that won't be a topic for today. But we'll be going over the others and see where they're at with just a few days going into Festival Collection. So, to start off, before we get to that, let's revisit Brainwash Swirler, who, even after the end of the BSF, still doesn't have his restriction applied on Chronojet Dragon. And currently his prices are sitting at about $25 between the Set 4 and Set 9 reprint variants. And the SP is currently at a valuation of 75 for its base listing, but its market price is still above 100 on this one. The BCS is around the corner now, so I don't know why Bushiroad still hasn't applied the restrictions for both Chronojet and Eva. For Eva, if you recall, it's combined Rusher played with Eva, and with Brainwash, it's Brainwash with Gigi, basically making it so that you have to choose between those in Chronojet Dragon. Viamon's Bruce got a bit of support that was announced for it the other day, and currently when we take a look at its pricing, it's not taking off anywhere. The DSR, which had been at 150 and even at as high as 200 on its initial release, now has listings as low as $95 right now, while the FFR has a listing at 30 for the time being. If you're looking to pick up the triple rare, currently there are 17 listings on that one and it's starting at $8. So it is higher than its current market price, and it might go a little higher given the new support that we'll be getting with set 12. Then we also have some new support announced for Almagester. So taking a look at what's available here, remember we've got both Unica and Biko Masks, where Biko Masks is just the mask version of Unica. And so when you take a look at those, though, Unica is still sitting close to $10. It hasn't really budged from there and is still around 26 listings. But Biko Masks is incredibly cheap to pick up, with 32 listings and both its market price and base price being under $1. This card is not difficult to pick up at all. Even if you take a look at some of the high rarities here, Biko Mask's secret rare is 200. That's high. But Unica, the FFR for this one is 90. I mean, that's a high price, but I don't know. It's an FFR, and I kind of like how it looks. And then the FFR for Biko Mask, though, given that it has the secret rare to outrank it in rarity, this thing only has a $32 listing at base, and market prices in the 40s. Now let's move on to triggers. So, starting with set 3, just taking a look at where the SPs and the regular rares land, we're looking at Stem Deviate with a listing as low as $28 right now. That's amazing. Blade Feather, Decker Cop, those two are in the 50s. Burning Flails, 45-ish, and Alana is currently about 36 for all their base SPs. Those are some pretty hefty drops in comparison to how high those SPs have gotten in the past. And if we take a look at the rares, Decker Cop 4, Blade Feather, Burning Flail, and Stem Deviate are all 3 for their base listings, and Alana is currently 174 with its base listing. In terms of how many quantities are left, only Blade Feather and Decker Cop are close to 10 listings remaining, while the other 3 have over 30 to 40. Draw triggers from set 4. Riley is still at the top with its market price, but its base listing is 75, 10 listings left. Lena, 7 listings, 79 to start with. Connector only has 2. Then Perobi, 3. Flare Veil, 4. and they're all in the 85s to close to $100 range. So actually, despite the fact that Riley and Lena's SPs have the higher market prices, the ones who have the higher base prices are the other three. And on top of that, they have the least amount of listings in comparison as well. Let's see. Then we go to the rares. Nothing notable when it comes to the number of listings, but in terms of prices, Connector and Flare Veil have the highest bases, close to $7 and $8 respectively, while the remaining three are $4 to $6 for their base listings. Front triggers are the last one. We've got Alpec for Cater at 45, Paramaz 76, then Enpiros at 39, Natalia 32, Frenzied Harris 28, and then we have the foil versions. Now note, the front triggers from set 2 are the only ones of the effect triggers to have foil versions in addition to their SPs. And yeah, it looks like Alpec and Parama are the only ones that are above some of the rare versions, where the rare version of Parama, 4 listings and then almost $10. The rare version of Alpec is $6 base. And then we get to Impero's Hollow, followed by its rare, which the rare is currently higher than the hollow in terms of base listings. And then Natalia and Frenzied Harris, their hollows are around 3s. Frenzied Harris's rare is under $2, while Natalia's again, the foil has a lower base listing. Although I guess we would have to take a look at the particular listings to see just how common that is. And then something that I haven't really looked at is the full reprint that we got from set 7. Riley is still at the top here, along with Amaryllis Connector and Alpec. Then you have the World Origin Overtrigger after that. We got Perobi here in Parama. Parama is over $10 right now with only 2 listings for that reprint. Flare Veil, $6.75. Impero is $7.46. Lena is under $4 right now. And Stem Deviate and Decker Cop are also on the lower end. Frenzied Harris again is on the lowest. Nobody seems to like that front trigger. But ultimately, the prices aren't as wild as they were before for these reprints, except for Parama, I'd say. Loris Yellow from the Tomariseto Brandgate trial deck. We've gone over this one so many times, and with the reprints of not reprints, but new vanilla triggers coming out, I was hoping that this card would drop at least a little bit in value, and it hasn't. Now players are picking this up for over $2. Granted that the number of sales is not as high, but it's still not really good, seeing that this price is going up instead of down. Then you got True's Green, which is the heal trigger. It's 50 cents right now, which is still a little high considering that it's a vanilla heal trigger, and from a trial deck no less. So yeah, so far Festival Collection hasn't had as much of a good impact on the market as players would hope. Then you've got the reprints that are coming in Festival Collection like Drag Ritter Halbay. And unfortunately, when it comes to these super reprints, I suppose they're calling them, there was something I saw on Facebook the other day about ratios regarding Festival Collections reprints, and it seems you're only going to get 2 per case in terms of each of these reprints. And so Halbay is still sitting between $32 and almost $40 right now, as it is a key card for Overlord that still only has the 1 printing that was a promo. And of course, TCG Player still doesn't have an image for it. But if you've watched my market watches enough, I think you remember what it looks like. And then of course, Yuika, which has been talked about so much. And there's been all this anticipation of how the reprint is going to just drop this card's price hard. And I mean, the price is down. You were able to sell this for over $60 at one point, but it's still a $50 plus card, especially now that it's all but confirmed that you're not going to have a good chance of pulling this if you go into Festival Collection. And the FFR is still gone. If we take a look at more history on the sales here, someone did sell a playset for $60 a piece more recently. So all I can say is that if you held on to your Yuikas, you didn't miss out very much. You're at least not going to have to start diving into Festival Collection to pick this up readily. Although once the set actually comes out, we'll see just how it affects the price. But it's just like with the triggers. There hasn't been like definite effect yet, which could happen later. With the promos that we've been getting from tournaments, Sanctitude has finally taken a major downturn in price and is now available for... Okay, only one listing is available for $11.11, and then it's under $20 now for a fair amount of listings. And as July rolls on, I can imagine the price getting further down, especially since this isn't a full art compared to the new version that we've gotten. And finally, Fairy of Candor Darian. The base promo version of this that came out last month, I think, is still selling for $5 to $7 right now and is available for $7 plus. This is Granfia support, and Granfia has gotten a bit more in Japan recently, raising this card's price and raising anticipation for stuff that Granfia is going to get down the line. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys later.